Alright. We're going through free agency tonight, too, because I cannot rest until I see what happens next. So let's see if we can handle this. Let's see what we can build out of this. Yeah, that draft really was the opposite of what I'd normally do, for sure. So goalie-wise, we will qualify Rodrigue. We will qualify... No, we won't. We're going to drop Patera. He's not really going to develop. He doesn't really have any value. We're going to drop Patera. We're also going to drop Alex Stalock. On defense, well, we have Theodore and White Cloud, and that's about it. We will keep a Delibratore for the moment. We'll keep Pashal. We'll keep Toimisto. Zach Hayes can go. We will keep Connor Corcoran, though. And just like that, that's looking okay. Right-hand side, yeah, we got a lot of right wingers, but at least now we can choose. We will qualify Keegan Colasar. I hate to say it, but the legend known as Spencer Fu can be on his way out. Left-hand side, Zucker and Domi don't want to stay, so I'm going to let them go. Riley Tufte can be on his way out. So yeah, we picked up Zucker and Domi. We're not going to even negotiate with them. We're just going to let them go if they want to leave. Center-wise, I don't know if we're going to keep Connor Bedard at long-term or even sign him. We will qualify Pedersen. Derek Grant doesn't want to sign with us. We'll qualify Dorofeyev. Marushev can go. Mananin can also go. The Finnish hero. Brabanich will go ahead and sign, so his 3 years starts now. So that is pretty much it. So we are going to have money because Zucker, Domi, and Grant are walking. And then we got all of our RFAs qualified. So we are actually going to have money to kind of make things work here in free agency, which is shocking. I didn't think it would be that easy for us to just be like, hey, we're free agency, here we go. And then, yeah, a lot of these guys who got the qualifying offers will just take them. Lost an assistant coach and some scouts, but it's not a big deal. I mean, it is easier to keep them, but obviously we're pretty damn focused on the roster itself. So who are the free agents that are out there that we might actually want to go for? Okay, well, we now know our strategy. We now know our strategy, don't we? Goalie-wise, Reimer, Quick. Got some names out there. We clearly have one goal and one goal only. So, let's see what can be done. God, we got some cheap-ass goaltending. This is beautiful. Defensively, we still have nobody signed. So Patrick Nemeth, obviously, that was a horrible idea to pick him up. Let's rectify that. Third and the fifth seems to be the going rate. Third and the fourth for the New York Rangers to get Nemeth back. And we will go ahead and do that. Let's send Patrick Nemeth back to the Rangers. Rangers fans, I'm so sorry. But, fuck it. Hutton's not making anything. Alright, cool. So that's good. That's some extra cap space cleared out. The winger situation's an interesting one after all of those trades. And obviously the center situation is also rather interesting at this stage. Let's take a look. Sort this out. So 1, 2, 3. They're all third liners. Everyone and their mother is a third liner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We actually only have like one third liner too many. As ridiculous as that is. Obviously Vetrano isn't the prettiest in terms of value. Nor is Silfverberg. Vetrano is a fourth liner. Can we get rid of that Silfverberg deal? Apparently we can. Fourth and a sixth seems to be the going rate. Barclay Goodrow. 3rd round pick from the Jets. Jesus. Okay, done deal. Let's get rid of Silverberg. Just like that, we got 16 million in space. Let's go talk to Nathan MacKinnon. Let's go talk to Nathan MacKinnon. Above anything else. 7 years, 15 million. Immediately. 7 years, 15 million. We see if Max signs, and if he does, then we see what's next. Type of thing. Also, for goalies, Hunter Jones is out there for no explainable reason. So we will go for him. Defensively, Max Gilden might have some value. So we'll go for him as well. And then forward-wise, there's really nobody with great trade value. So let's see if Nathan MacKinnon is going to be here as a 1-2 punch with Jack Eichel. And if he signs, well, needless to say, that can slightly change the game plan. Like I said, that's why we went out and got all those dudes at the draft. Is like, all right, let's open up all possibilities. And that's the Vegas Golden Knights way. We adjust on the fly. We think we're going this way. This opportunity presents itself. You thought it was A or B. We're going with option 7. I know what I said. And that is the game plan. So we do still have to handle some of the staff stuff really quickly. I was lazy with it. I shouldn't have been, but what are you going to do? Don't judge me at my worst, okay? Don't judge me at my worst. Cut me some slack. A, no. B, no. 7, yes. Exactly. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't sum up the Vegas Golden Knights perfectly. You know? Option A or B, I choose triangle. Exactly. There we go. So send out offers to all those scouts. Is Nathan MacKinnon going to be a member of the Vegas Golden Knights? That is the question. Will Nathan MacKinnon be a member of the Vegas Golden Knights? Doesn't look like we're getting any of those coaches. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hunter Jones signs. Slake said no. Gilden says yes. Here we go. Nathan MacKinnon! Welcome to Vegas! 7 years, 15 million! Nathan MacKinnon! We could have a center core of MacKinnon, Eichel, Bedard. Oh my god. And if I still follow the rules, Eichel is technically, for some reason, a second liner. Holy shit. Okay. So now, what direction do we go in? Because we do have people to get rid of. Now technically, like if they develop in the off season, it could kind of backfire type of thing. Let's go see who else was out there. I don't know if there are any free agents I'm really going to be able to make a play for. It's a bit too risky. Honestly, Gavrikov now down to looking for 7 mil. It's honestly not that bad. He put up 44 points last year. 7 mil for Gavrikov isn't that bad. TVR, 14 points, wants almost 5 mil, absolutely not. Holden, 16 points, absolutely not for what he's looking for. Carrier, 15 points as a DFD. Mata. I mean, Carrier is a DFD that's not that bad. Obviously, no real OFDs. They're all two ways or DFDs. There is young Zach Jones, who I imagine's an RFA. Yeah. So we could make the play for the RFAs, you know, the minimum offer without having to give up anything. We could certainly do that. Zach Jones would really be the one to go for if we could even pull that off. Forward-wise, Strome's an RFA, Guryanov, Pool Party. Are there goalie RFAs? Blackwood, Flat R. So UFA-wise, like, yes, there are goalies that are out there. And I get the idea of, like, yeah, bring in, like, Jonathan Quick as a proven winner type thing. At the same time, like, we have super cheap and honestly decent goaltending. And forward-wise, Bergey's still out there, but a lot of the other guys, it's Craig Smith, right? Yeah. A lot of the other guys are already gone. Like, we got the big name. We got the big name, certainly. Let's see who else signed here. So again, we moved on from Silverberg and Nemeth. Kane goes to Montreal. Severson to Ottawa, Anderson, Carolina, Barbashev to the Islanders, Pavelski to Chicago, Ryan O'Reilly back to Colorado, Horvat to Chicago, Huberdeau to Chicago. Holy shit. Chicago. Out of nowhere. Halak back to the Caps, Stahl to Minnesota. Holy hell, Chicago. Of course the Bruins signed Zemgus Girgensons. Dumba to Seattle. Edler back to Vancouver. Wow. Wow. So yeah, Damien, Season 1 didn't technically count. And Chicago's still under the cap. And they immediately want to trade Horvat and Pavelski. Also, Bresson's up to an 81. We gave up Brendan Brisson just to not make the playoffs. So there are names out there I want to keep an eye on, particularly Gavrikov. There is a team that's interested. I need to see that he's still going to hang around a little bit. If he does, we're going to swoop in. Otherwise, it's worth right now keeping our roster as it is and figuring it out from there. And Gavrikov is gone. Okay, so let's sim to the beginning of the season. That way we can get a full look at certain player roles and stuff like that and keep people where they need to be. And that'll allow us to wheel and deal a little bit more to truly get our team set up. Obviously, we're going to be looking at moving certain forwards, certain prospects. We're really going to look to try to bring in some defenders via trades, as opposed to anything else that's overly crazy. So this is where like the offseason really kicks in outside of the Nathan McKinnon signing. So goalie-wise, Thompson's up to an 83. He is officially a starter. Aiden Hill, that's our goaltending right there. No doubt about it. And then we got some goalie prospects too. They're not worth jack shit. But our goaltending is set. Right there. Our goaltending is set. We could sign one more like veteran, just to make sure we don't have to call up and send anybody down. We'd have 3 and 3, but all right. Defensively, it's Theodore and Whitecloud. Some other guys are kind of pushing towards being NHL caliber, but they're really not. So the defense right now is our biggest concern. And then if we look at the forwards, we know that Mack and Stone are on that top line. For sure. Mack and Stone are on that top line. So McKinnon's our top line center. Stone's on the right. And then the second line, I mean, Marchessault could be on first or second line, but Marchessault, Eichel, and then we don't know. And then you get into the ungodly amount of third liners that we have. And honestly, the fourth line is almost set. Not quite, though. So again, if we want to play people within their role, that's a pretty scary amount of moves to have to make. Presuming we don't sign Connor Bedard. Right? Like, that's the question. If we sign him, we only get him for 3 years. Is there anybody who's interested in him? No. No one can offer him a trade. We'd have to manual trade that for somebody outrageous. There is Morozov, whose value will probably never be higher than it is now. Honestly, he is more of a two-way. He is more of a two-way. Yeah, Petrano was a fourth liner. So there is Jeff Carter. Carter's still got a good shot. That's pretty much all he's got. He's got a good shot and he's physical. There's Gallagher. who's just a wicked play driver and physical, but obviously the shooting and the passing aren't amazing for him. There's Pedersen, who is pretty damn well-rounded. And then Ryan Strome, good play driver, not much else. So, I mean, if we compare Strome and Gallagher, you keep Gallagher because he's better than Strome at what they both do well. So that rules out Ryan Strome. Third and a fourth, we send him to the New York Islanders. Done deal. Done deal. So Ryan Strome is out, which is perfectly fine. We go back to forwards. So now knowing that, of course, Carter can play center. The only left wings are really Anderson's the only proper third line left wing. He's really the only proper one. Another top six left wing would be good. But I mean, if Anderson's there, yeah, we start to really have to look elsewhere. Shitload of centers. I don't know what to do about Bedard. I don't. Wild Bill. Definitely more of a two-way option. And again, if we compare them, Carlson's better than Morozov at this stage. Let's move on from Morozov. Get what we can for him. It's 2/3 from Boston, a second and a sixth from Columbus. Second and a sixth from CBJ. Second and a fourth from the Rangers. It's not bad. Second and a fourth from the Lightning. We'll take that second and the fourth from the Jets. So Morozov off to Winnipeg, which I'll probably regret trading him to a fellow Western Conference team, but that's okay. So Morozov is also out. So then for the third line, again, let's just presume, right? Let's just presume that we're not keeping, or that we're not signing Connor Bedard. So in theory, I mean, again, like Anderson on the left, Carter on the right. Actually, I guess Gallagher on the right. Let's see who's out there. Because I think that we're already at the point where it's like, okay, these guys can obviously go. Dylan Strome is out there as an RFA. He's a legit top-line talent. That is the left wing that we need to play alongside McKinnon and Stone. It's Dylan Strome. No doubt. What do they want for him? Kuhlman's in a third, Toimisto a third and a fourth. Let's do Toimisto a third and a fourth. Done deal. I could technically do the RFA thing, but like, why bother? Let's just get it done. Toimisto third and a fourth for Dylan Strome. Done deal. We pick him up as an unsigned RFA, and he slots in perfectly on that top line left wing spot. So it's Strome, McKinnon, Stone, Marchessault, Eichel, and then who knows on that right-hand side. But I think we're going to be able to figure out that right-hand side pretty fast. If anyone ever wanted that type of series where it's like, hey, you just do crazy shit and like constantly move, like, yeah, here we are. All right, so Strome, obviously the UFA years are a pretty big thing. Honestly, I mean, we have the money. 2 years, $4 million. Actually, he's an RFA. He is an RFA. 7575 divided by 10.85 would be 6.5, and we have the money to do it. And Dylan Strome at 6.5 for 4 years. That's a steal of a contract from when we have to flip him. So let's see if we can confirm. Strome rejected. So even though I have player morale off, they did still warn. That's right. I think that's right. They do still warn you about flipping players, but you don't get in trouble for it, I believe is what it was. All right, let's screw it. 2 years, $4 million. We'll see if Strome accepts that, because that's still an outrageous contract for someone like him. Perfect. So Dylan Strome, welcome to Vegas. And this team is taking shape. And immediately the Caps looking to flip Tuomisto, who's honestly not bad. He does have the abilities as well. So maybe he could have been useful for us this season as a more offensively inclined defender, but we have our sights set higher than that. Worst case, I could get him right back, theoretically. Garnet Hathaway's making way too much money. Shane Gostisbehere. Hello. Interesting. Not that Risto's interesting, and again, unfortunately, it looks like the game, those retained salary, or it did drop his cap hit. Ghost Bear is very interesting for our top 4 defense. Very, very interesting. Dino, we are only allowed to hold on to players for 3 seasons while they're under contract, and then they have to go. Ooh, Gostisbehere was an interesting one. Bluger kind of ends up... Honestly, Bluger ends up kind of right in that same conversation as all those other third-liners. Right now, it's Ghost Bear that I'm super intrigued by. Who else? Jamie Benn for way too much money. Oh, the eyes are playing, baby. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, remember Detroit. They're shopping everybody. Alex Afalo's available. Walker. Walker could be good for the third pair. Man, Detroit. Ooh, Carrier. Carrier. What can I do to have you on my third pair? Dursenbayev, Vetrano. 2/3 Frankie Vetrano. Armia, a third and a fourth. Let's deal that Vetrano contract. Let's bring in Alex Carrier to be on the third pair. No brainer there. A damn good deal for us from Nashville. Jersey with Blackwell. No surprise the Rangers are trying to move Barclay Goodrow. Letang, Malkin, Rust, Crosby. So Detroit and Pittsburgh are both in full fire sale mode right now. And I think we're going to take advantage. Detroit and Pittsburgh in full fire sale mode right now. Interesting. And Arizona with Gostisbehere. Obviously, there's Petro, who we dealt to them before. Offensively, he should be a monster. Ryan Pulock really is just defense and physicality. And Arizona with Gostisbehere should be offensive as hell as well. I don't know if we want to get Petro back, but I definitely think we're going after Ghost Bear. Because Carrier is going to be third pair. So I do need 2 more. Really, I need 1 more offensive defenseman and a defensive D. Top Gun, thank you for the 3 months. How the heck are you? All right. I think based off the money, we go for Ghost Bear as an OFD, and then we find a different DFD to pair with them. So first, our first next year, the Florida second this year, and Carrier for Gostisbehere. Honestly, I think we do it. Because presumably our first isn't worth that much, and Carrier is on the 4th line. Done deal. Shane Gostisbehere, welcome to Vegas. Now, I need a DFD. I need a defensive defenseman. And that's the thing about this idea, is we are just going to constantly be changing this team. Technically, Carrier could be that DFD if there's nobody else. He could be. Is there another team that had... obviously, and literally a defensive defenseman by nature for chemistry purposes is what we're looking for. Like, honestly, if someone, whoever had Braden McNabb, if they put him back out there, that'd be great. There is Ben Sherratt. He's actually an offensive defenseman, because you'd be surprised what his analytics kind of look like. Sean Walker's an OFD. He's just a good puck mover. I mean, Walker and Carrier could work very well together. I just need, and I might have to check the free agent list. I need a second pair DFD. Can I find that? If not, it's got to be Carrier. Like, Letang does not fit. Unless I wanted to move Gostisbehere. And yeah, there's no trade for Letang anyway. Dmitry Kulikov. Ooh, Dmitry Kulikov. That's the guy. Barring a miracle, that's the guy. Has to be. So Kulikov, Gostisbehere, Walker, and Carrier. So Walker was that OFD option. I do think Dmitry Kulikov's the guy. Boy, Nicoletti's looking rough right now. Alright. So Pittsburgh, Dmitry Kulikov. No trades found. Boo. Fine, I won't go for him then. So Walker as an OFD isn't terrible, so Gostisbehere, Carrier. I need a third pair. Is there anybody out there defensively? Nobody great out there defensively right now. There are some guys that aren't that bad, but nobody amazing. Let's deal with menu lag. Yeah, let's deal with menu lag. Let's sign Carrier. Get that deal done. That way we know just how much money we have left. Honestly, if we can just sign him at 1.5, that's not bad. I mean, I might regret going that cheap, but this could be a special season for us. Come on, Carey, let's go. There we go. Okay. So we still have a lot of pieces in place here. A lot of moving parts. But that is our top four. Shea Theodore, Gostisbehere, Whitecloud, Carrier. I do need a third pair. Corson Coolmans is a defensive defenseman. So is Korjak. Got a couple of two-ways. Obviously Ben Hutton's still there. So we could play the young Corson Coolmans on that third pair. He is a DFD. And we could go pick up Sean Walker from the Kings. He gets paid more than I'd prefer. But that shouldn't be an issue. Third and Filppula, done deal. So that should be our defense set. We'll give Coolmans the chance. We'll improve on him if we have to. So then the forwards again. Just to really solve this. McKinnon, Stone, Strome. Top line. Marchessault, Eichel. Probably like Anderson or Gallagher. So then third line, Carlson. We'll say Anderson, Carter. So there really is no space for the prospect in Pettersson. Well, actually, I guess it's him or William Karlsson. So yeah, Karlsson should probably go. But Karlsson's more defensive, and I don't know how many good defensive players we're actually going to have. And then we've randomly got Joel Armia, which if I can move his contract, I might as well. I can get somebody cheaper to play the role. Third and a seventh, third and a fourth. 2/3 from Florida. 2/3 from Washington. Let's send him out to Washington. Send him out to Washington. So now we got cap space, which is good. Guess I technically have to fix the roster. Let's bump up Carrier, bump up Walker. Drop those dudes down. Apparently I'd be under the skater limits. Bump up Dylan Strome. It's 10, 11, 12. Nope, not even. Bump up Dorofeyev for the moment. Okay, so we got about $2 million. It's not bad. It's not bad. We just managed to get rid of Armia. Just got to figure out the forwards. Like I said, I think we pretty much keep that the way it is. It's just somebody's got to go between Carlson and Pettersson. And then what do we do about Connor Bedard? And if Bedard's going to be here, both Carlson and Pettersson are gone, so it doesn't matter. But it would be pretty nice to use Connor Bedard and not just immediately deal him. Yeah, one member of that line has to go. So theoretically, obviously, like Beckman, Dorofaya would be there. Goodness, what a song, by the way. Don't want it, though, at the moment. Oh, let's see. So, yeah, that right wing, it would be either Gallagher or Anderson. Could be Jeff Carter. Don't even know who our coach is going to be yet. That's pretty much what it's looking like. It's not the strongest on paper, but it's not the worst. Maybe we do run with Pettersson. Crash Andrews! You sweet, beautiful Mandrews. What's going on, buddy? How the heck are ya? How the heck are ya? Technically wouldn't have Coleman's in his preferred spot. Crash, what's up, buddy? Pettersson looks too good to pass up on. Like, he's super, super well-rounded as a created player, and obviously was made before I decided to really have to employ that whole 99 thing, because it's just the best way to get the game to work. But we can't possibly trade William Karlsson, can we? I mean, our PK would be Karlsson and Eichel as our centers. Pissed at franchise mode again, makes no sense. I didn't accidentally use my roster. Well, I mean, that was your first mistake. How dare you not use my rosters? Honestly, I think it's going to be Pettersson. I think it's going to be Pettersson that gets dealt. And we keep McKinnon. Obviously up the middle with Eichel and Karlsson as that PK specialist. So what's the best we can get here? 2 second-round picks from Colorado's. Pretty damn good. I was looking to trade Marchessault, but we don't have a good option to replace him currently. That's the issue. 2 seconds from the Rangers. An elite level goalie, but who needs that? 2 seconds from Tampa. Let's send him out to Tampa. Why not? Let's help the rich get richer. See if we can help Tampa kind of bounce back. Okay, so I think we leave Connor Bedard unsigned for this season and maybe next. When does that stop? Vegas IRL fair. I think we leave Connor Bedard unsigned for the moment. And that way, when we do end up having to use him, we use him when he's a 90+ for those 3 years. But for now, we just kind of hold him hostage. The only thing that I want is a proper lefty to work with Walker. That's a DFD, or maybe we just use Ben Hutton to start. For the most part, I think we're okay. One last look before we potentially lock in this roster for at least the beginning of the season. Like, obviously we're not taking on Risto. No memes worth that. Olofsson, Nicholson. I don't think there were any other big names out there. I mean, we know that Detroit, though, was looking to blow it up. Are they still, is the question. Jamie Benn, still a good play driver. Alright, so yeah, all of a sudden now we make those moves. Detroit's not looking to do as much. But they are looking to move on from Nazem Kadri, who we have no space for because we have McKinnon and Eichel. But Andrew Kopp is also out there. He would be the guy to move from Marchessault. I love Andrew Kopp, but we might as well keep Marchessault at that rate. And Kubalik for the third line, we don't even necessarily need either. I mean, the signing of Nathan MacKinnon has really kind of propelled us back into a different expectation level, because I'm aware at how bad our roster was looking there for a minute. I am aware. Looks like we're good. It looks like we're good, because I'm certainly not trading for Nick Leddy. Alright. Well, I'm going to have to sign some random AHLers and stuff like that, but for the most part, I think we got our setup here. Definitely got to sign some AHLers. And in general, we actually kind of have to sign a fourth line. We got to kind of sign a fourth line at the moment, because we don't want Beckman or Dorofeyev there. So Kolasar's fine on the fourth line. I'll text, what's up, dude? So if we go best lines, again, the fact to put Strome on the fourth line. Now, chemistry-wise, we can't speak to this exactly, because it might still change. But in theory, get someone better than Fraze and Rempal. Rempal? I'm not sure. Anderson's got to play the left. So honestly, it could be Marchessault, Eichel, Carter, Anderson, Carlson, Gallagher. It's not amazing. Like, the center depth is outstanding. But obviously, like, throughout the season, we'll keep an eye out to see if we can improve on that right-hand side. And then the defense rebounded pretty damn well, especially if we keep that coach. So I'm pretty damn happy with what we got. Like I said, we'll have to help fill out the AHL there a little bit. And in terms of assets, we're golden right now. Pun completely intended. We still have a crap load of second and third round picks this year. Defensive prospects, we still have James, we have Kuhlmans, Chayka, Cormier is not worth as much. Forward-wise, still have Zach Dean that we could use if we were to choose. I mean, they signed him IRL, so he's on season 2 out of a possible 3. Got Beckman, Tursunbayev. So right now, we're just waiting. I think we're right back where we want to be. We have a pretty damn strong roster. And come the time that the AI puts some very interesting pieces out there, we will be the first one in for those players, which is about as Vegas as it gets. If there is a big name on the market, we are going to know about it, and we're going to go for them. But for now, you get to look at Nathan MacKinnon in a Vegas Golden Knights jersey. It's terrible, isn't it? Terrible.